Cubic 23 release is loaded with new features, improvements, and refinements. These changes have come from the annual survey, technology advances, and requests submitted throughout the year. Our goal in updating Cubic is to keep the product technically state of the art, more efficient, and more pleasing to use. The following video will cover the highlights of the major changes and new features found in Cubic version 23. There have been a couple of changes made to customer maintenance. They are as follows. There is now the ability to go to the next or previous service when editing a service in customer maintenance. So you click edit on the service, and down here you can hit next to go to the customer's next services, and previous to go back. The Access Internet Inquiry button in customer maintenance has been changed to an Internet Inquiry button that, when pressed, now has a drop-down menu with options of Access Internet Inquiry, Require Password Reset, and Remove Registered Account. When the Access Internet Inquiry menu option is selected, the user will be taken directly to the customer's Internet Inquiry page, just like pressing the old Access Internet Inquiry button did. When Require Password Reset button is selected, the user will be able to force the customer to reset their registered Internet Inquiries account password the next time they log in. When the Remove Registered Account menu option is selected, the user will be able to remove the customer's registered Internet Inquiry account, and the customer will need to create a new registered account on the Internet Inquiry site. There is now the ability to pin a note on the customer notes screen. These pin notes stay at the top of the notes grid regardless of the note date. So you select your customer, you go up to the Notes tab, and you select the note you want to pin. And now there is a new Pin to Top checkbox on the Note Detail screen. So we check the box and select OK. And when this box is checked, the note will show at the top of the notes grid in customer maintenance, billing entry, and the receipt entry programs, and in the installment billing programs. If there are multiple notes for the customer with Pin to Top box checked, the most recently checked note will show at the top. So we can do it again and select Pin to Top. Now you can see the most recently selected note to pin to the top is the one that is displayed first, but both of these notes are pinned to the top. The pinning is not shown in follow-up alerts or notes report. A bitmap of the pin will show in the note grid column, indicating that it is pinned to the top. New options have been added to the Customer Top Usage Charges report. When reporting on top usage, as you see me select top usage here, you can now select this option, Print Charges for High Usage. This will print the charges associated with the reported usage on the report. When you select Top Charges, this option for Print Usage for High Charges can be selected. This will print the usage associated with the reported charges on the report. When reporting on top average usage, this option will become available to print average charges for average usage. This will print the average charges associated with the reported average usage on the report. When reporting on top average charges, this option will become available to print the average usage for average charges. This will print the average usage associated with the reported average charges on the report. There have been a few changes to interactive billing. They are as follows. There is now the ability to sort the billing and adjustment grids in the first three custom alphabetic and numeric field order. So here you can see in the sort sequence, you have the first three alphabetic custom fields in the first three numeric custom fields. These are the same sort sequences available in customer maintenance. A date range option has been added to the command window to filter what is displayed in the grid. When bills are selected, the date range will be a due date range to filter what bills are displayed by the due date. When adjustments are selected, the date range will be an adjustment date range to filter what adjustments are displayed by adjustment date. When deleting a range of bills, there is now the ability to enter in a reading date range. The reading date range will only be enabled when the bills checkbox is selected. So if you uncheck the bills checkbox, you can no longer enter a bill read date range to delete your bills. When billing a deposit add-on charge, so we'll go to our bill, select add-ons, and then deposits, and select our deposit rate code. The grid on the screen that lists the service, the rate, and the sequence now lists the rate description. There is now the ability to view the installment service when editing or viewing a billed installment service in interactive billing. So as you can see, I went to the bill with the installment service on there. You can double click the installment portion of the bill and select this service button. This can be useful when overriding the installment amount, so the user can go directly to the service to see the installment's remaining balance. There is now an option to print the additional name on the new statement bill print for non-international addresses. To enable this option, the new Include Additional Name on New Statement Bill checkbox must be checked on either the Additional Billing Name information or the Additional Owner Name information tab. You will also see the Include Additional Name on New Statement Bill option. Also, when printing the bills, if the sort order is carrier route order, the additional name will not print. The additional name takes up the place that was used to print the carrier route. This change also applies to multi-property bills where the additional name can also be printed. When viewing bills via the new View Bill Adjustment button on the bill pay history screen or via internet inquiry, the additional name will also be printed. An e-reminder e-bill can now include the amount remaining due on the bill. We can go to General and System Controls and Edit, e-bill information, and then we select the e-reminder information tab. And you can see here, you can insert the word bill remain due in the text of the user-defined e-reminder message in the system controls. That will now include the amount remaining due on the bill. A new remaining installment billing function has been added to the system. We can go to Billing and then Remaining Installment Billing. We select our customer. We can hit Add and select the installment to bill. The remaining installment billing function allows the user to bill the remaining installment amounts for a customer quickly without performing the bill print function to update the bill. Discount installments cannot have the remaining installment amount billed in remaining installment billing. The bill generated by remaining installment billing will update immediately as soon as the user presses the OK button for the remaining installment billing. There have been a few changes to receipts. They are as follows. We'll start by going to General, System Controls, Edit, in the Cash Receipts tab. There is now the ability to have the program produce 2 copies of the receipt that prints during the payment processing programs. This feature was added to accommodate a thermal printer, specifically the Star TSP100 series printers. If the company wants to keep a copy of the receipt for themselves when using a thermal printer, you need to come into the System Controls Cash Receipts tab and check this Print Multiple Receipts Copies option. There is now the ability to assign the receipt printer name of a USB or Ethernet receipt printer for each user. So we can go to File, Utilities, Security. We can select our user and select Edit, and you can see the receipt printer name field here where you can assign a receipt printer name to a specific user. When a receipt printer name is entered, the program will check through all of the printers on the user's computer until it finds a printer that has a name with the same beginning text. Once the program finds the printer's name, it will use it to override what is set up in the configuration file for printer 4. This feature has a couple of uses. It allows for multiple types of receipt printers to be used at the same time, and it helps with users who connect remotely via remote desktop or Citrix. We found that under Citrix, the local printers were getting appended with additional information in the printer's name. This was causing the receipt to not print because the name in the config file was not exactly as it was on the computer. We also found that this name would change each time the user connected. Users will need to restart Cubic when the receipt printer name is changed in security. So you just enter your unique user receipt printer name, hit OK, and once you restart Cubic, that will take effect. Now we will cover a change made to batch receipts. There is now the ability to assign a delete reason when deleting an individual payment or deposit, and when deleting a range if payment and or deposit transactions are selected. So we'll go to delete, and as you can see here, there is the delete reason field. So we now have deleted that payment from batch receipts and entered a delete reason. There is also the ability to assign a delete reason when editing a payment and selecting repost. So we'll select edit and then repost, and you pull up this delete reason window. The delete reason will be attached to the receipt transactions for the payment/deposit in the receipt history. Now we will cover a similar change made to simple batch payments. There is now the ability to assign a delete reason when deleting either an individual payment or range of payments. So if we go to our payment, select delete, we will have this delete reason field. The delete reason will be attached to the receipt transactions for the payment in receipt history. Now we'll go to receipt history, where a delete reason button will be accessible. So we can go to receipt history and view our deleted receipt, and you can see there's a delete reason button here. This delete reason button will be accessible when viewing the receipt detail in receipt history when the status of a receipt is deleted. When the delete reason button is pressed like we just showed, this window displays showing the reason for the deletion of the receipt that the user entered at the time of deletion. There have been changes made to the payment adjuster. The payment adjuster has been changed so that once an adjustment is posted for a customer, the customer will be checked to see if they still have services with a positive and negative service balance. And if they do, the user will be told that that customer still has services with positive and negative service balances and asked if they want to continue to adjust that customer. So we'll go to our customer with positive and negative service balances. Select our adjustment and hit OK, and we get this message that says the customer still has services with positive and negative service balances. Do you want to continue to adjust this customer? If you choose to continue to adjust the customer, you will be dropped back on the payment adjuster screen with the customer already selected and ready to have another payment adjuster posted. If the user chooses not to go back to that screen, they will drop back to the payment adjuster screen with it waiting for them to enter a customer. Or if they had checked like we had, the adjust customers with positive and negative services balance option, they will be dropped back to this selection screen. There have been changes to the work orders appointments screen. So we'll go to work order maintenance and select appointments. And on the work orders appointments screen, there is now the ability to select a range of work order technicians to show. When the only show my work orders option is selected, the technician range becomes disabled. Once the to technician field is updated, the information in the grid will reload, listing all the appointments in the range. An option has been added to the work order status report. So we can go to work orders, select work order status report. And the new option is return to this option screen after the report finishes processing. Preferences have also been changed to include the option. Reports that have a rate code summary on them have been changed to now have the rate description on the summary when printing to Excel. So for example, the billing journal, when you have summary and rate code selected and you send it to Excel, that will now have the rate description on that summary. The reports affected are AR reconciliation, age trial balance, balance transfer journal, billing edit list, billing journal, cash receipts journal, discount applied journal, expanded trial balance, lien transfer journal, net meter credit applied journal, payment assistance journal, penalty history journal, penalty journal, regular trial balance, and service balance report. A change has been made to post backflow test results. So we'll go to work orders, post backflow test results. And the create backflow tester button in post backflow test results has been changed. So we hit this button And now you can see the drop-down menu that has the options of Create Backflow Tester, Edit Backflow Tester, and Backflow Tester Maintenance. The Create Backflow Tester option works the same as the button press had worked in the past, where you are able to add a backflow tester on the fly. The Edit Backflow Tester button is enabled if a backflow tester ID has been entered, like I just did, and the user has permissions to update backflow testers. The Edit Backflow Tester option allows you to immediately edit the entered test results backflow tester. The Backflow Tester Maintenance option will take the user to backflow tester maintenance. Additional changes have been made to security in the system. So we can go to File, Utilities, Security, and look at a user, and a Require Password Change at Next Login option has been added to the user's settings and security. When this option is selected, a password must be assigned to the user before updating their settings, and the next time the user attempts to log in, they will be required to create a new password for their account. Note that if the password requirements and system controls are not set to require a user password, the user could set their account to have no password the next time they log in. There's also been changes made to the export screens. So if you go to File, Export, these export screens here have been enlarged to show more information. Changes have been made to the General Ledger code search. If you go to General Ledger Codes, Edit, and you search for General Ledger Codes, these now have the Bucks 23 General Ledger Codes search features, which include being able to search by number, General Ledger description, and comment. We've also made changes to the vendor search. So any area where you can search for vendors in Cubic has been updated. So we'll go to work orders and order inventory. We'll select add. And when you select the vendor search here, you can now search by vendor name, vendor number, address 1, address 2, and use the advanced search. Those are the same changes that were made in Bucks 23. And that concludes the changes to Cubic 23 covered in the release letter. Thank you for tuning into the video. We at FREY Municipal Software would like to thank everyone who responded to the Cubic survey and the beta testing of the product. The ideas and suggestions that we receive from our users are the driving force behind the changes that are implemented into Cubic. Sincerely, from everyone at FREY Municipal Software.